Hi, I'm Eva Murphy from Electronic Engineering at IT Sligo, and this is my BEng Cert Maths Grinds channel. I'll regularly add new videos for both higher and ordinary level maths, so make sure you subscribe below and click the bell icon to be notified of new videos. Okay, so let's have a look at this one. It's question 2. It's on the 2014 sample paper. I have a feeling it's on the 2012 sample paper as well, or the 2013 one. I have a feeling it's on them all. A sum of €5,000 is invested in an 8-year government bond with an annual equivalent rate, so that's your AER, of 6%. Find the value of the investment when it matures in 8 years' time. Okay, so it's an amount of money left in an account for 8 years, and basically how much is it worth at the end. Okay, so all of these type accounts are compound interest accounts. Okay, so you end up using this formula, and we've used it for loads of the different questions. F is equal to P times 1 plus I to the power of T, taken from page 30 of the log tables, just there. Okay, so F is the final amount, okay? So that's how much it's going to be worth in 8 years' time. P is what we start off with, in this case, 5,000. T is the length of time, so it's 8 years. And I is the interest rate as a decimal, okay? So 6% as a decimal is equal to 0.06. Okay, so therefore F then is equal to P, which is 5,000 times 1 plus 0.06 to the power of 8. Okay, so this is a lovely little question if you can recognize that it's compound interest, because it doesn't always say it, but most savings accounts are savings type schemes. So €7,969.24. So wouldn't that be great if you could put 5,000 into an account at the end of what, 4th class? By the time you finished your Leaving Cert, you'd have nearly 8,000. Wouldn't that be really nice to buy your first car and toddle off to college with? Okay, part B. Now, part B is a good bit harder, and you have to practice 1 or 2 of these to be able to see how to do them. So a different investment bond gives 20% interest after 8 years. Calculate the AER for the bond. Now, the AER is that formula there, or is that letter there. So F is equal to P times 1 plus I to the power of T. So you're solving it for that I. Okay, that's AER. Okay, so the biggest mistake people makes is they put the 20% into there. So things like maybe you started with 5,000 again. So this is the wrong way, okay? But it is the most common way people will do it the first time round. So 5,000, 1 plus the 20% as a decimal is 0.2, and it's 8 years. Okay, so put that into the calculator. 1 plus 0.2, close your bracket, for 8 years, and you can see it's 21,499.08. Now, I can guarantee you there's no bank in the country that'll give you €20,000 for your 5,000 after 8 years. Okay, that's a really good savings account. This one, not a chance. Okay, so that's not going to happen. Okay, so when you get a really big number like that compared to what you started with, you know you've done something incorrect. Okay, and the bit that's incorrect is the 20%. That's not where it goes. That's actually the value you're solving it for. Okay, so where do we use that 20% if it's not there? Okay, well, that 20% is actually the relationship between F and P. Okay, so my final amount is 20% bigger than my P. So let me read it again. A different investment bond gives 20% interest after the 8 years. Okay, so you can take any amount to be P. Okay, that's a little bit hard to get your head around, that you can take any value at all, and this sum is going to be right. And the reason you can take any amount is that It's the relationship between your F and your P that's important, not the actual values themselves. The relationships between the two of them is that your F must be 20% greater than your P. Okay, so I'm going to take P to be 5,000 euros, like we did like it was up here. Okay, therefore 20% greater, okay, is 5,000 divided by 100 multiplied by 20 is 1,000 euros. Okay, I add that on to the 5,000 and I get 6,000 left, and that's equal to my F. So if you think about those two values, my principal amount, I'm starting off with 5,000, I'm finishing with 6,000. Okay, the relationship between the two of them is that my F is 20% bigger than my P. In other words, my investment bond has given me 20% interest after 8 years. Okay, what AER do I need to find to give me this? Okay, right, well, I now know my F is 6,000. I know my P is 5,000. 1 plus I to the power of 8. Okay, so that's how you work these out. I then need to solve for I, okay? I still need to, that's my AER. So I need to strip away from this side so that I get that I on its own. So the first thing I do is divide across by 5,000 to get rid of the 5,000. And 6,000 over 5,000 is 1.2, is equal to 1 plus I to the power of 8. Okay. How do I get rid of 8 here? Okay, well, if I had something like this, how would you get rid of it? You would get square root, wouldn't you? Okay, because square root is opposite of squared. So that means 8 root is the opposite of to the power of 8. Okay, so that looks like if I do 8 root 1.2 and I do 8 root 1 plus I to the power of 8, that 8 root and that 8 will cancel. And on your calculator to get 8 root, you have to use, it's behind this on my calculator. You're looking for the one where you can put any value here into the square root, okay? So it's sitting behind it, so I'll shift that button there to be able to get it, okay? So shift this button. And you see you have a flashing thing, here beside the square root sign. So put your 8 in there, hit your over button, and into here put your 1.2. And I'm getting 1.02305 for that. You actually need to take down a good few decimal places in this one. 1.02305 is equal to 1 plus I, okay? Because the 8 root and the 8 cancel, so you're left with just 1 point I in the middle. That's why we did 8 root, to get rid of that thing. Subtract 1 now from both sides. So minus 1 on your calculator, and you get 0.02305 is equal to I. Okay, remember it's as a decimal because it's inside the bracket, and we always give that I as a decimal. So therefore multiply it by 100 because we always give I in percentages. And can you see then that I is equal to 2.3%? Okay, so a compound interest rate of 2.3% over 8 years will be the same as 20% over 8 years. Okay, will be the same as 20%. Okay, so that one takes a while to get used of. The root that goes out here is always matches this. Okay, and then get your head around this. Okay, so my suggestion to you is to change this amount to 100 euros, for example. Then get 20% of 100 euros, and you'll see it's 120, and put 120 here 100 here and convince yourself then, actually it doesn't matter what two values I have here, as long as the F is 20% bigger, because when you divide across, you're always going to get 1.2 here. That 1.2 is the 100% and the 20%. Okay, so it's the same as 120%. So that's why it doesn't matter. It's because you divide across by the principal amount and you'll get 1.2. Okay, so it takes a couple of examples just to get that part right. And then I suppose to remember the steps such as the 8 root and so on and so forth. Okay, but an important question, that one I would definitely know how to do.
If you are interested in technology or engineering, but are not doing higher level maths, why not consider our Level 7 in Electronic and Computer Engineering? This is a 3-year programme that looks at the design and development of embedded electronic systems. These are the medical devices that keeps us healthy, the consumer devices that keeps us entertained, or the controlled systems that keeps us safe on the road. You can then progress on to the Level 8 in electronics and self-driving technologies, and from there to the Masters.
Check out the link below for more information.